Hey guys, this is Mike, the Detroit Borg, with a look at the Amazon Kindle Touch lighted cover. This is designed specifically for the Amazon Kindle Touch by Amazon and is available in a variety of colors. This is the black leather cover, and you can get this on the Amazon store for $59.99, so it's kind of expensive. But basically what this is a case that has a built-in light that connects to the Kindle's power supply. So this basically connects to the battery of the Amazon Kindle in order to power its light source. So this is better than, for example, carrying around both a case and a light source, like a clip-on light with its own battery pack. So you only have one battery to worry about, and that's the battery in the Kindle Touch. Now, in order to make the connection to the battery, all it does is use these contact points at the bottom. And you can see the contact points on the Kindle right here. So all this does is snap right into the hard shell and power the light source. But quickly, let's take a look around the case so you get an idea of its construction quality. Now, the cover is packaged very lightly. Basically, it's shipped in this plastic bag, and it included this simple instruction booklet. So basically, how to install it, how to take it off, and how to use it. Now on the front you have the Kindle logo embossed along with this stitch pattern along the edge. Now if you lift the cover, you can see we have this leather hinge which merges into this back panel, which is also leather covered, but it's hard. It's kind of, well, it has a soft texture to it, but it's a hard case. Around the side you have this softer material which is very nice to hold. It's very grippable, so when you make contact with your hand it feels very comfortable. Up here you have the light source which slides out. We're going to take a look at that once we get it into the case. Now on the inside you have this textured plastic which is designed to conform to the shape of the back of the Amazon Kindle. And at the bottom you have these spring-loaded terminals for connecting to the Kindle. Now on the inside we have this felt material with the Kindle logo embossed along with additional stitching, and you can see we also have a felt line hinge here as well. Now installing the Kindle is very simple. Obviously you want these contact points at the bottom, so let's just snap it into place. You kind of have to push down pretty firm. It sits in very tightly, so you can see it's very flush mounting or flush fitting. So it wraps the Kindle nicely. It does a very good job protecting it. So we have this nice protected edge along the side. So if you drop your Kindle, it provides a lot of protection there. You can see we have all our ports and our power button open. So we have our microphone, our LED light, our charging port, or our micro USB port, along with our power button. And of course there are no other buttons along the edge, so you don't need to leave anything else exposed. Now for reading, the cover folds back nicely. It's pretty low profile. Now with the cover closed, you can see it protects the face of the Kindle. It's not fastened in any way magnetically or with any strap, but it holds closed pretty well. At the top we have our light source here, and you can see it adds some bulk here in terms of the profile. Same with the bottom here. We have this cutout for the bottom, but otherwise it's not, certainly doesn't add a tremendous amount of bulk. Now unfortunately the cover does cover up the two speakers in the back, so it does reduce volume of audio playback by about half. You can still hear the audio, and you can see that there is kind of a cavity in there that allows the speakers to sort of broadcast from either side. So you see a little opening there. So it's somewhat effective in allowing sound to pass through, but certainly it will adversely affect your audio quality, so you're better off using the headphone jack when using the case. Now the light folds out pretty simply. You just swing it out, and it only goes to a certain angle, so you don't want to force it. But there you go. It's basically one LED light source. You snap it back into place, it turns off. And cleverly, it's designed in a way so that when you cover when you close the cover, it turns it off. So again, pretty slick. Now the light only works if the Kindle is powered on. So if we turn it off, you can see the light turns off. We turn it back on, the light goes back on. Now with the lights turned off in the room, you can see the light does a good job illuminating the entire page. It's not quite even, meaning you have a brighter spot toward the top of the page than toward the bottom, but it still looks pretty good. Certainly makes this a lot more readable in low light. Another thing about the light is that it's not too bright and it's not too dim, so it's not fatiguing on the eyes. You certainly can't adjust the brightness at all, but it does a very good job finding just the right medium. Now in order to remove this case, all you have to do is bend the right corner down. It sort of flexes and allows you to release the Kindle. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it gets the job done. You probably don't want to do that too often. When you put this case on, you probably just want to leave it on. Now I think this design is a big improvement over the previous generation lighted cover, which worked with the third generation Kindle. So you can see it connected to the battery through this hinge. So if we just line up the hinge and snap it into place, So there you go, is both a hinge and the battery contact points, and you had this little light that popped out, which worked pretty effectively, just as effectively as the new one. But this design certainly is a little more flimsy and not quite as user-friendly as this simple swing-out design. And the big difference here is that this cover was quite a bit heavier. This added about 7.3 ounces to the bulk of the Amazon Kindle, while this only adds about 5.4 ounces. Now, it doesn't sound like much, but when you're holding this for a long period of time, every ounce makes a difference. Now, because I know I'll be asked this from a lot of users, this cover is designed only for the touch, so it will not work with the standard Kindle, although the standard Kindle does have these connectors, so they do make versions of this case for the standard Kindle. But if you sort of drop it into place and find the right contact, you can see it lights it. But of course, it doesn't fit the case. Alrighty guys, that is the lighted cover for the Amazon Kindle Touch, and I'm definitely a big fan. It's certainly a significant investment at $60 plus the $100 for the Amazon Kindle itself. It certainly adds up, but I think every Amazon Kindle owner will probably want a case, and this is definitely one of the best cases you can buy. Adds a lot of shock protection. It's very well made with nice high quality materials. Looks very nice. It's very low profile. And of course, all e-ink devices need some sort of light source, and you can't always control what kind of light source you have. So if you're in a dark room, you always have a light source with you, and you don't have to worry about charging the battery separately. And you always have a charged battery in your Kindle. But I think the combination of this case plus the Amazon Kindle makes it one of the best e-readers you can buy. Now, the other thing is that this case adds to the ergonomics of the Kindle, and that's thanks to this sort of rubbery edge, which gives you a little more grippable surface, and the material on the back certainly adds to that comfort. But of course, the only drawback is this case will add some additional weight, so 5.4 ounces doesn't sound like a lot, but it does add up when you're holding the Kindle over a long period of time. And of course, it does block out the speakers, but I don't think a lot of Kindle owners will be using those speakers. If you do, there's always the headphone jack. But I think the combination of this case plus the Amazon Kindle makes it one of the best e-readers you can buy. So that's going to do it for me, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.